What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Massive Mainer, aka Swoberham Lincoln, aka Clint Beastwood. Some call me Flexington Steel. I think we know why. But mostly myself. So okay, today's video. Well, for the people who've been watching, we know that I'm part of a 90-day challenge with Nutrex, who's been an awesome company, had my back the whole way. The people in the challenge, even at the very worst, a misunderstanding, still solid people. You know, I'm not going to put anybody down. Everybody's been pretty nice. You know, as the people who know me in the real world, I've always been kind of an emotional person. I'm the type of person who will watch 7 Pounds and cry. I'm also the type of person who, in 12th grade, I punched somebody for picking on somebody with a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Or punched someone for calling me fat. You know, I've always been the type where it's to the extremes. So anyways, in this 90-day challenge, I've lost a pretty good amount of weight. I would like to thank the supplements because, I mean, I've tried this a million times before, and I feel like this stuff, even with a slip, only 2 pounds. I mean, there was like 3 or 4 days there where I'd wake up and have a couple honey buns and say, oh, I'd work it off, and then not even go to the gym, you know. But I felt like a shitbag the whole time. Every bite I took, I felt like a shitbag. Just something got the better of me. I don't know if it was because I cut down on my carbs so fast that cravings just kicked in. I wasn't really at much carbs before that. I think 170 to 120. Never really 170, more like 140. But anyways, Northern A, I think there's things in our life that have to happen or we won't grow. Case in point, when I joined the wrestling team my junior year, I lost the weight to be able to wrestle. You had to get down to 275. I won my first match in 13 seconds, my second match in like 15, my third match in like a $130. My fourth match, I wrestled somebody of quality, and he squeezed a fart out of me in front of like 4,000 people. The referee laughed, he laughed, my coach laughed, his coach laughed. Everybody was laughing except for me, the Massive Mainer. Back then I was just Flexington Steel, or Swoberham Lincoln. But I wanted to quit, you know. I think when you face a tough one, you could have fight or flight, and for me it was either fight or flight, and I wanted to quit. My coach said if I walked out then, I would walk out forever, and he wouldn't let me back on the team. And something about that just made me shut my fucking mouth and continue to work hard. By the end of that year, that same kid, I'm not going to say his name, but you know, he was a Greco-Roman state champion. He was the only one to dethrone the 3-time Western Mass champion at that point in the season. And he was a senior, wrestling for about 9 years. Long story short, I stuck it out, and by the end, we had to wrestle again. He was actually making fun of me. Not right to my face. A lot of people, you know, most bullies nowadays don't make fun of you to your face. They just like pick on you through weird ways, you know. So we wrestled, and he pretty much threw me around the whole mat, but he didn't squeeze a fart out of me, and he didn't pin me. The first period, he picked me up, slammed me, and just drove me all the way around the mat. I actually had mat burn after. Second period, he chose bottom. He stood right up, broke free from my grip, and got a point, and picked me back up and slammed me and drove me around. Third period, I knew I couldn't hold him down. I knew if he got on top of me, I was pretty much done. He pretty much showed the example in the first 2 periods. So I chose neutral. I was able to fend him off for about a minute 30. You know, it's a 2-minute round for about a minute 30. The last 30 seconds, I pulled his head down, whispered in his ear, said, "Oh man, you're a beast." When his head came back up, I hit him with a, look at how small that back shoulder is. But anyways, I hit him with a headlock dump, and it was like a battle between wills, where either he was going to get behind me and probably pin me, or I was going to get ahead of him and slam him. I slammed him, almost pinned him. When he went to go get back up, I pulled a double butcher, which is just you grab somebody's arms like this and flip them. Almost pinned him again, and then that was the end of the period. Now I knew for certain that he already beat me on points. He threw me around. So I look at my coach and I say, "Hey coach, man, No fart out of me, you know. And he goes, you won. And that felt great. I jumped up, and I don't think it would have tasted so sweet if I didn't get a fart squeezed out of me, if I didn't have the two roads diverge dilemma of quitting or staying, if I didn't work hard and become humble, you know. And basically that leads me to this point. I gained 2 pounds. Obviously you can see in the video I was very emotional. That's not a bad thing. I'm not going to let anybody make me feel like that's a bad thing. I take this seriously, and for some people it's about the money, for other people it's about the recognition, I don't know. But for me, it's about being able to say later on in life when somebody says, well, what do you know about losing weight? And I can look them dead in the face and say, I know a fucking lot about losing weight. Okay? I know it takes hard work, and I know it takes dedication, the right supplements, the right attitude, and the right people around you, you know? That's why I think really more than anything, that setback is going to turn out to be something great, you know? I know it is. I can feel it already. I won't tell you how many pounds I lost since that setback, but I will tell you I've already passed the setback very quickly. Oddly enough, I had a lot more energy too. So anyways, guys, if you guys have any stories like that, like, comment, subscribe, let me know, you know? I mean, let's be real with each other. Alright, stay buff, New England. Oh, what'd you say? Ergo, the world.